Well, Darren, disappointing to say the least. How did you assess that one?
Oh, no, nowhere near. Nowhere near. Dross, some of it. I was shocked how many times we miscontrolled it or mispassed it or ended up in advanced areas, but ended up 30 yards behind that advanced area, the one at the end there. And I thought first half, the back four and two central midfield players were excellent, but they had to be, because the front four played like children, really. Very, very soft, very timid. And young Tom's obviously going through this first period in his career where he's not in form. And obviously Joe slipped out of form now. And it is a little alarming, to say the least, because until Seymour really came on and jumped around and ran around, I know he missed a very good chance. I thought we were absolutely useless up front, and we deserve that reaction from the supporters, by the way. Absolutely, we brought that reaction on ourselves with the lack of bravery and possession. Not bravery, but these young lads will have to get through it.
And it's quite unlike you to make a half-time substitution, but you brought Charlie Wakefield on. How did you think that changed the game?
Well, it didn't change the game in our favour, because pretty simple. If I pay Max Hunt to defend, I expect him to head and tackle and block and be very physical. If I pay a forward to be a forward, I expect them to shoot and affect the game, make goals, score goals. And we didn't do that. We got a little close second half, but weak. It was just so weak. And the work in possession, where we're trying to add an extra pass, we may have to take that pass away and take a few more of the passes away and maybe get there a bit quicker, because I'm not sure we're comfortable in this form of having the ball and being brave and being creative. I think we might have to take that away from them and be very destructive and just get round the ball. So it'll be an interesting couple of days to kind of navigate our way through and assess that dross.
And was the most disappointing thing that really didn't register a shot on target until the last 5 minutes?
Absolutely, just so weak. So weak. I mean, first half it was like having a mouth without teeth. It was just like it was like that soft, and if we didn't keep the ball in the final third, didn't do any of that, so we couldn't ever draw a foul or get a set play or a long throw. And by the way, Tom obviously took the brunt of it with the substitution, but all four of them could have come off. All four, no doubt. And I would have probably done them if I knew that I had a little bit more wiggle room later, but very, very disappointed in that. I thought Tuesday night we were solid and a little bit bland, but when it's weak, that really hurts someone.
And you haven't got long until you take to the field again against Altrincham on Tuesday. How are you thinking you're going to change things up so a much better performance and result comes from it?
Well, I think the interesting thing with this is that giving players who are out of form or need confidence, that's quite a tough thing to do. But there's another way around that as well. And what we have to do is we now have to open the doors for other opportunities. And the other opportunities come in the way of the squad depth. And we have to look at throwing them around a bit and seeing if we can spark a bit of attacking pulse out of someone else. I think that I think sometimes, especially when they're young and old, I think sometimes they're absolutely crying out for coming out of the team and just watching, because that's human nature. And we need to spark something else, because nowhere near good enough. The game was like it was like 4 or 5 moments where we had the ball, gave it away, and that individual, because he's such a nice person and a good lad, he ran so hard and won the ball back. Worthington did it 1,500 times. Mossy did it so much today. And how many of those kind of defending moments did we have to make? Massive blocks. I mean, Hunty's blocks. So the strain on the back four is too big, far too big, and we're inviting pressure. But there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. We've got to make sure that we provide some sort of solution to the problem. We've definitely got to make sure we get the ball into the final third a lot quicker, because without the ball being there, we're never going to score. So we've got to address that, and we've got to address the length of time in which we're spending in that final third, which is next to nothing because we don't keep the ball in there, and work from that basis, because unless we've got the ball in that territory, we can't create or register chances.
Thanks for your time today, Darren.
Cheers, thank you.